Adventure in Pipeman on W4CY Radio.
Welcome to Rockville. North America's largest rock festival is finally here.
This is Pipeman here on the Adventures of Pipeman W4CY Radio, and I'm here with...
Hey, my name's Jared Weeks from Saving Abel, and...
I'm Dave Murata from Saving Abel.
Nice. Okay, I have to make one comment right off the bat. I was on Shiprocked doing an interview with Winston from Parkway Drive.
Oh, wow.
And do you know that he has a tattoo of Waffle House?
Oh, that's amazing. Yes.
Somehow it came up in the interview about Waffle House. I don't know how. I can't remember
it's
how.
Like Holy Grail.
And he's like,
artist.
Yeah, when we come over to the U.S., we have to go to Waffle House all the time. And then he shows me his tattoo. And I'm like,
oh, that's great.
Oh, my God. I didn't have the heart to tell him that sometimes the Americans look at Waffle House as like, man, that's the place you go when you're high as fuck at 2 a.m. and there's nowhere else to go.
But here's the thing. They're consistent. They will not let you down.
Exactly.
I think that's what we love as Americans, the consistency in it.
Yeah.
There it is. There it is. So I was laughing when I saw your hat saying Waffle House. Oh, there you go, man.
I had that made for him.
I love it. And there's, I think, 52 of them just around the raceway.
Florida and Georgia.
Around the raceway itself.
Oh, wow.
On the
so
way
you're like
back,
Dollar General then. For every one mall,
totally.
There's $9 Generals.
If you drive 95 all the way north, you'll hit lots of Waffle Houses.
Nice.
You have your choice, Waffle House or Cracker Barrel off of every
Got
exit.
a Waffle House every time.
There you go, see?
Every time.
And see, the person taking pictures there, Nicole, she's from Canada, and she wants to go see what Waffle House is all
I
about.
can already tell she's the nicest person I've ever met. Canadians.
Because she's not American.
Exactly. I think that goes
Because we're a bunch of jerk-offs now,
about it.
to be honest.
I
I asked Guar before in the interview if they could just eliminate all of us, stop fucking around, and get rid of us because we're a bunch of fucking jerk-offs.
The big cannon just take us all out.
Or their penis.
We're consistent at being that, too.
So I love it that you got to play in like the hottest state in the United States in direct sunlight. How cool was that?
Yeah, we honestly didn't want to be anywhere else, man. In fact, in the contract that we signed with Welcome to Rockville, we told them, we requested that we were not going to play at all unless we were directly underneath the sun. And here we are, sweating our balls off, out here having a good time, man.
I always wonder when bands that wear like heavy stuff or even like war,
Oh, God.
how they survive at Welcome to Rockville.
I have no idea, because when we just played, it was so hot. It's like walking through a bowl of warm oatmeal.
Right.
Like, it's hard to breathe.
Right.
And I'm like, Jesus, I'm 42. I thought I prepared for this.
You don't let yourself really feel it when you're on stage because you're in the zone. And then the minute I'm like surprised you're here for interviews now, because right afterwards I'd be like, fuck this, it's time to die.
Well, they did give us a cool down period. So, yeah, we're here. Dude, it was so hot up there today, though. I loved it, though, because all those people just standing out there underneath the sun, they're hotter than we are. And
Right.
They were so alive today,
Well,
man.
think about that for a second. It's Thursday, first day, it's a work day, school day, whatever.
1 p.m. and there's
Fucking hot as shit. And they are standing out there
Dude.
sardined at your show
Absolutely.
and moshing.
honestly, that's something that I'm still grateful for, because without them, none of this would even be possible. We love it, dude.
I love the dedication because I'm a dedicated fan. And like last week I was at Sonic Temple and I didn't have to do any interviews because there were no interviews there. So I'm like, cool, I can enjoy shit. And then, okay, I'm wearing this shirt that we were talking about before the interview.
Exodus.
And Exodus came on. And it was midday, and the bands before Exodus, people are like, you could go in and pay. I'm like, it's too fucking hot, man.
Yeah.
I got to survive the rest of the day. But then Exodus came on, and
Everything's okay.
all bets are off.
Jack Gibson was at our show watching today, man, the bass player.
That's
Dude,
so
he's
wild,
the
right?
kindest human beings I've ever met, dude.
My best friend.
How's that feel when a band is not only at your show at a festival, but like gets out of the tour bus that early to come to your show?
And it reminds me of being 17 years old, of having the dream of being a musician standing in front of 10,000 people at 1 o'clock in Welcome to Rockville in Florida. Like those guys, that inspired me to be here. And I think it's awesome that some of them come and see our shows and pay respect like that. Like LeJean from Seven Dust. no matter where we are, he always comes, man. And I'm Seven Dust for life, so it never bothers me that he's there, man. We love those guys.
And I do want to say something to people, like, it's not like the 80s anymore. Everybody always comes to me, he's like, oh man, can you bring me backstage and take me side stage? I'm like, it actually sucks side stage.
Yeah.
It's like, it's cool the first time, but the sound sucks. All you really hear is muffled drums.
Yeah, and honestly, I think it's more about perspective from the side stage to
Right.
actually look from the art.
It is cool.
But you're right, it does. It sounds
So-
like crap.
And my point is, so like normally when I'm out there, like I'm out front, I'm hanging with a bunch of my artist friends because all the artists love to go in
Yep.
front.
Yep.
They don't want to be side stage.
Yeah, we're fans too.
Yeah, fan first.
That's what people gotta realize. And I think that's more true in metal, rock,
I
and
think
punk
people
than
love
any other, you know.
Absolutely.
You wouldn't be a metalhead musician if you were in it for whatever other
Popularity.
reason
Popular-
besides
yeah.
metal.
It's
Yep.
all about the craft.
It's like when people say to me, like, I'll meet people in real life outside here and they're like, I used to like metal. I'm like, then you did not like metal.
Yeah.
Those words do not come out of a metalhead's mouth. Like, I don't care what stage I'm at, what I'm doing. Listen, I'm also a motivational speaker. You know what I use to pump myself up to go do my seminar?
What's that?
Slayer.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
And people think that's weird. I'm like, you have no idea.
No, it gets
That
the blood flowing,
Pumps
baby.
my
Yep.
fucking adrenaline. Like, I'm like ready to take on the fucking
Full
world.
of death comes in, and you're like, I'm ready to go through any part of traffic. Period.
And I just found out something new about Slayer recently, and I went to their first show ever, and I've seen them like thousands of times.
Oh wow.
I was interviewing Gene Hoglan from Dark Angel and Testament and Death Clock and all that the other day. Dark Angel has a new song. They were one of my favorite bands. As you can see on my
That's a
battle
favorite,
vest,
man,
that's
yeah.
my 80s battle vest. Okay.
It looks
Is he
seasoned.
doing lights?
It's better than that.
Oh, sick.
Okay, so for some reason, I found right before the interview this little tidbit that I never knew, and I hung out with all those people back then. Like, I used to hang out with Don Doty, which was the original singer of Dark Angel
Sick.
way back when.
Yeah.
But I hung out with Slayer, Metallica, and all them. Like,
Yeah.
we were all just
Sad.
teenagers.
Right.
And turns out, Evil Has No Boundaries, the first song on Show No Mercy, the
Mhm.
first album, he's doing background vocals.
Wow.
I was
I
like,
know that. That's cool.
I found that out like right before the interview. I'm like, holy fuck. So I had to talk to him about it because I'm like, fuck, I didn't even know that. And we were hanging out back then.
So you were talking about Slayer, dude. You know what song that I use to pump me up? And I can't believe, like, growing up, I've never heard of this song. I'm new to this song, but it's Breathing Lightning by Anthrax.
Yeah, that's a great
That
song. And that's one of their newer songs.
Rolling.
It's one of their newer
love
songs
it.
too. It's badass.
I love it. But it's like you said, it makes you blood pump. Dude, that song does it for me, bro.
There you go.
It's everything, man.
How about you? What song does it for you?
Oh boy.
Oh, God,
Probably-
we'll be here for hours.
Oh no. Probably as at the moment, probably Finish Him by Cattle Decapitation.
Oh, okay.
That sounds fun.
They're a fun show.
Yeah, they're sick, dude. I love death metal, man.
It's a great band when they have a name like that.
Yeah.
No cows were harmed in the making of this show.
Of course.
Yeah, and we have to make sure to let people know.
Absolutely.
But you know, it's like back in the day, that's the only way you knew music was either they looked cool or had a cool name.
Yeah.
And then you went
See?
to their show.
And then you get the experience, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, it happened to me. Okay, so I was into music since I'm little, but when I really, truly got into the scene, I'm from New Jersey. My dad moved me to California in 1980.
Good year. Good
Oh.
year.
Yes, sir. So my first club show ever in my life was at the Roxy on the Sunset Strip.
Oh, wow.
It was this band that they didn't even have an album yet, and they were lighting everything on fire to bring Satan into the Roxy.
Oh,
It was
go on.
it was Motley Crue before they had an album.
I almost said that.
Before they had an album, before they,
That's cool.
I won't say what I would say after that, but before they became hair metal, glam, they were like horror punk at the time.
Oh, that's
Oh,
cool,
cool.
man.
And Oh my God. I remember coming out of there. I'm like, I'm never going to a real concert ever again, man. That club show is such an amazing
And
experience.
it was a club show, right?
Yeah, at the Roxy, the fucking Roxy, man.
When I was singing with Hinder, we did some Motley Crue show dates, and it was the loudest concert I've ever been to in my life. It was so loud, it had me looking over my shoulder paranoid. Like,
Wow.
I seriously was like, oh my God, there were so many people, but dude, it's crazy. Like, I don't do really well sensory with loud things.
Yeah.
Dude, I had to go back.
You might be in the wrong music genre, by the way.
Totally cool. Totally. It was one of the most amazing experiences I've ever got to be a part of, man. It's seeing Motley Crue, like Mick Mars up there, dude, it was amazing.
Yeah, I used to hang out with Mick at the mall.
Oh, cool. Mick at the mall.
And then it's like funny, like I go back to the Rainbow now. I'm like, how the fuck did I get in there at 15 years old? Oh, yeah, that's right.
At the
I
time
would
period.
walk in with Motley Crue and meet up with Lemmy and Ron Jeremy at the fucking Rainbow at 15.
Dude,
you know?
Ron Jeremy's a character. We met.
Oh, my God.
Back tour, man.
The
Oh.
chicks that were around him. Oh, my God. I had so much overflow from Motley Crue and Ron Jeremy and Lemmy back in the
But
day
he
as a
does it-
teenage boy.
But dude, he does it in sweatpants and Crocs.
I know, right?
It's amazing. But you're right. I saw Ron Jeremy and I walked up to him and I said, man, I believe I've seen yours more than I have mine.
I don't think you can miss his, man.
That's true.
I think his is bigger than
They're
Blowthard.
teenage boys, man.
Oh, man. So, what got you guys into doing this stuff? Because it's certainly not to become a rock star or for money.
When I first started, I saw Kenny Wayne Shepherd play. He's one of my favorite.
I interviewed him, actually.
Dude, I'm so jealous. I love him.
Cool as shit.
Absolutely. I was 17 years old, and it was at the Mid-South Fair in Memphis, and I saw like his energy above the crowd, like how he could control them with just the note of his guitar.
Right?
And being 17 years old and feeling that feeling and seeing it happen with one of my favorite artists, I was like, that's what I want to do. Like, I want to be a part of something like that, something bigger than myself. Because when you got the fans there, they put this energy up. But to watch him control it the entire show, it blew my mind, dude. And 17 years old, I said, I want to do that.
And you know what I love too? Okay, so instead of what it was in the 80s, where I remember when I first started getting into Slayer, they're like, okay, all my friends were like, okay, you got to burn all your Motley Crue shit, man. Fuck that. You can't listen to any. When you were a Slayer fan, you pretty much couldn't listen to anything but Slayer
There
type
were
of thing.
rules.
Yeah, exactly. And you would be at a show at the Troubadours or the Country Club in Reseda, and if somebody walked in wearing a Motley Crue shirt, you ripped it off their back, threw it up to Tom, and he would burn it on stage.
Paul Bailey from Exodus.
burn.
Buzzers.
Same
And he
thing.
would collect their shirts and tie them around his hands.
Yep,
All
yep,
the hair metal bands.
yep,
Yep.
totally.
That's funny.
And so I love to hear you talk about K. Wayne Shepherd while you're wearing a Garth Brooks shirt,
Hey,
playing
man.
at Welcome to
man.
Rockville, man.
I was born in Mississippi, man. I ain't too far out of my element, you know, growing up with Clay Walker and Garth Brooks and all that. But I find that being yourself and authentic to yourself makes it just a brighter
Listen,
for everybody.
If you're
man.
into music, you're not into just one music.
That's the
and
way
it's
I
so
live, man.
stupid to hide what you like and this and
Absolutely.
that.
Song's a good
So-
song.
I love that today you can be at a festival like Welcome to Rockville
Dude,
and have all kinds of genres playing here, and everybody would be down with it.
I'm just glad that they showed up like they did,
Just
man.
vibes, dude.
It was I didn't even have to really sing Addicted. They did it. Like, of course, I was hot as shit.
Yeah, it's like,
But yeah, dude, it was so loud. I could hear it through my in-ears. Like, you don't usually have that. Yeah.
you can't normally
Dude.
hear through those things.
Absolutely, man. And
Holy
it
shit.
it got me excited, bro. I'm like, let's do this, man.
I love
Glad
it.
to be here, dude.
So what did it for you originally?
I was about 13, I guess, and I don't watch football or anything, but I saw the Who playing the halftime show on
Wow.
TV. Yeah,
Who?
it was Zach Starkey.
I
with,
thought you were going to say Scott Stapp flying in,
Guess
the
who?
Dallas Cowboy.
Oh, that's sick.
How about,
They're different. My dad.
I've interviewed the Guess Who, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I saw them play the halftime show and the lasers with the clear drums. I thought that was like the sickest thing ever, like seeing all that stuff. And then after that, I found that music was just, I don't know, it was like my
Therapeutic.
thing. Yeah, it was like kind of.
It is therapy for all of us.
I could figure it out. It was like a puzzle. It kept me busy. I didn't get into trouble. Like,
I think that's the reason people are so depressed, pissed, and all from COVID, because we had no live music. There was no outlet. There was nothing to get rid of the darkness.
Nope.
At all.
Had to all share it.
Yeah, no doubt.
We got through it. COVID was actually a good time for me. I got to look inward and work on myself.
It's funny you should mention that because one of the things I said a lot after COVID during interviews is I felt like COVID was great for artists because you could finally jump off the hamster wheel and get creative again.
Yeah.
You know, instead of you're like writing a song with a deadline from one gig to another, and you don't give a shit because
really
you
hard
have to finish it.
Get in gig mode and then in studio mode. For some people, I'm one of those people. Like, it's all about the vibe.
They are two different modes for sure.
Yep.
And then, like, you could take your time. Like, back in the day, you made music and you had to literally, you sat there and created. You didn't just make something real quick and dump it out. And you had cycles. You had cycles. You made an album, you went on tour.
Yep.
You made an album, you went on tour. It wasn't do both at the same time, and you make 2 albums too while you're at it.
We had a situation like that with the label when we were first signed for the second album with Miss America. We had 2 months off to go in the studio and write the album, and I thought that was great. But they started booking gigs in between. So it's like hard to switch in and out.
I get you. I don't know if people listening can get this, but they are 2 different mindsets, 2 different vibes. And I think you really do have to focus when you're writing, like seriously writing a song opposed to just putting shit out.
Yeah, and sometimes if you're just doing shows all the time, like you need a day to coming home and decompress. And if you're decompressing in the studio while trying to create, it does affect what you're out.
It's funny you should say that because I was mentioning that in an interview earlier because I go on tour, I do all the festivals in the US, UK, Europe. And when I get home, like after Rockville, I have 4 days at home before I go to Vegas for punk rock bowling. Man. And I'm going to fucking seclude and nobody's going to see me and leave me the fuck alone. But when I'm out here, I'm like Mr. Extrovert. And people don't understand. Like, artists are not extroverts just because they're up on stage, man.
I say as a joke sometimes, it's like I'm an introvert. They pay me to be an extrovert.
That's a good way to put it. It's so true. And I think people also don't realize when you're up on stage, you go into a zone. So it's an out-of-body experience. It's not really those people are out there. And it's funny too. Tell me if you've had this. So my daughter, when she was like 12, we were at a seminar where one of the co-authors of Chicken Soup books was
Christian Soul or whatever.
There's all kind for every soul.
Yeah, for every soul.
And
I'm Praise Baptist. Sorry.
There you go. Mark Victor Hansen calls my daughter on stage to promote my book.
Oh,
and it was out of nowhere. It wasn't like planned. And she went up and she was the shyest person you ever wanted to meet. And she went up there and I'm like, holy shit, where did that come? Oh, she killed it.
That's amazing.
I was like, where did that come from? And so when she came down, I'm like, where did that happen? She goes, because I didn't know anybody here. And there's a good thing. Like you're looking out into that crowd and maybe there's some people, you know, but you really don't know anybody. So it's like talking to a bunch of objects in a sense, or singing to a bunch of objects.
To me, a lot of times you are right. You're in the zone. 10 minutes before a show, don't talk to me. Like I'm in my head focused on, and I'm going over the things that we've worked on and things like that. But I told Dave today, I told him last night before we got on stage today, and I reminded him, but I told him, I said, do me a favor. And at some point in the show tomorrow, I said, just take a deep breath. And I said, look out and absorb what you're seeing and feeling. And I did a lot of touring earlier, and I wasn't always present in the moment, like being drunk or high or whatever.
Totally.
And to me, these days, being present and in the moment is one of the things that I love to be.
I love hearing that.
I wanted him to see it because he's been with us like 4 years, but like an experience like this we're in the middle of the Daytona International Speedway.
You're driving on the track.
Right. But it was just a really cool experience. And I did that today. And just the looks on people's faces to know, like, we're all here for the same reason.
Yeah.
And you are me.
I love that.
We are the same people. That's it. And to me, that kind of connection makes it don't matter how hot it is on stage. That connection right there is why I do the things that I do.
100%. That reminds me, like last week, Hetfield, his new thing nowadays is you're Metallica.
That's right,
Like
dude.
he says that to the crowd, you're Metallica.
100%.
And that's what you're saying.
I mean,
It's great.
it was a blue-collared band. I mean, my dad worked in a factory too. You know what I'm saying? My first job was at Kroger. Like, I just chased my bliss.
There you go. And everybody should chase their
And
bliss.
I say, yes, absolutely. Chase your bliss. But whatever makes you happy, whatever puts that fire in you, chase that.
Yeah,
Chase that, and you will become more authentically who you are.
100%.
And your life will completely change, man. It's so
No doubt.
amazing. Like, I've experienced it, but it's been great, man.
I love it. I love you guys being here at Welcome to Rockville.
That's it.
Tell everybody how they can reach out to you on the web, socials, buy your merch, because that's the only way bands survive, or anything else you want to tell them.
You can find us at Instagram at The Saving Abel. We do have the TikTok. It's at The Saving Abel as well. We are having some more social media networks come around, so we'll have that to be able to plug in just a few days. But we're excited to be back here, and we couldn't do it without you guys fans. Like I said, we dropped a new single today, live, on stage. Like, we were like, hey,
love that.
all you have to do is go to savingable.com, and you can download it for free before it's even going to Spotify. This is just for you guys. Savingable.com.
Good, because I don't like what that place
Hey,
does
yeah.
to artists.
I hear you. Absolutely. We've been played over 100 million times on Spotify, and I count the pennies every day.
Yeah, and you know what? From my end, okay, so I run radio stations. We're licensed. I pay all the royalties and everything. Today alone, during interviews, I got 200 emails from Spotify about blah, 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 blah bullshit.
Almost spam, yeah.
And it's like, shut up.
Yeah. It's like you're a little too much right now. But yeah, you can go to savingable.com. All you got to do is type in your email address and you'll be able to download. It's a brand new single. We dropped it today right here at Daytona, Florida. Welcome to Rockville. It's called Dodge the Bullet. Yeah, check that out, man. It's free.
Nice. I love it. I love you guys, man.
Appreciate you, man.
Glad you're here. And thanks for being on the Adventures of Pipeman.
Absolutely.
Thank you for listening to the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY Radio.